Welcome back to another episode of Crossing the Line. We've got some breaking news coming out of the US. Charlie Kirk's been assassinated. The right wing political pundit, podcaster, father of two, has been shot and killed on a campus in Utah. He was, looks like he's been assassinated from a long range with a high powered rifle. We don't know yet. There's still a hunt on the way, manhunt underway for his killer. There was a man arrested at the scene. He doesn't seem to be the shooter. There are videos we'll get into of people on the rooftops, or at least one person running across the rooftop nearby who could possibly be the shooter. But at this stage, only a few hours ago now, Charlie Kirk was shot at least once in the neck whilst he was speaking to a large crowd at a TPUSA event. Now, if you don't know Charlie Kirk, he has been in the media a lot recently for finding the ire of South Park, where they kind of did an episode of Cartman being Charlie Kirk, because Charlie goes around to campuses and places like that in the US and debates people, and he's a young man whose life was cut tragically short. It's a bit upsetting, honestly. He wasn't a violent person. He never said any rhetoric that was, aggravating, or, he never wished harm on anyone. He only wanted to have a discussion, possibly change your mind, give you the facts. A lot of people in this political space are a target, and this is obviously going to come out as some sort of leftist. We know that. The media's already doing circles around him now, trying to blame him and his rhetoric for causing this incident. But we're going to get into this story here with CNN. Manhunt underway after Charlie Kirk killed on Utah campus. Now, this is obviously breaking news, and things are going to change very quickly. What we know now, Charlie Kirk, a conservative political activist and co-founder of Turning Point USA, was killed after being shot in an event in Utah Valley University. A manhunt is underway for the suspect, two federal law enforcement officials tell CNN. The initial search has not recovered the gun used in the shooting. The law enforcement official briefed on the matter told CNN. Authorities are expected to hold a news conference shortly. We will have updates as soon as they become available. As President Donald Trump remade the Republican Party, Kirk embodied the party's newfound populist conservatism in the social media age. Trump has credited Kirk with galvanizing and mobilizing the youth to vote for him. A suspect was held earlier, released because he was not the accurate person of interest, officials say. Suspect was held shortly after shooting of the conservative activist Charlie Kirk, was then released because he was not an accurate person of interest, according to the Bureau, Bo Mason, Commissioner of the Utah Police Department of Public Safety. He was released from custody after we identified that he did not match a shooting suspect and was not the accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the persons of interest, Mason said at this news briefing. Officials believe shooting was a targeted attack. The shooter involved in today's incident fired one shot at one person, according to the Utah Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason. Officials do believe it was a target attack towards one individual. The Utah Department of Public Safety and the FBI are leading criminal investigation into Kirk's death, officials say. The Utah Department of Public Safety and the FBI will be co-leading criminal investigation of the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The state's Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason said after Kirk was shot, he was taken by private vehicle to Timpangos Regional Hospital, where he died, Mason said at Wednesday news conference. Authorities are holding a news conference now after Charlie Kirk was shot and killed on Utah campus. Local authorities are expected to provide details after the conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot and killed at Utah Valley University. The suspect is not yet in custody, according to the university's spokesperson. 16 minutes ago. Suspect Charlie Kirk shooting is in custody, FBI say. Suspect of the killing, conservative activist Charlie Kirk, is now in custody. FBI Director Kash Patel announced the subject is for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Thank you to the local police, state authorities in Utah for the partnership with the FBI. 22 minutes ago, GOP lawmaker angrily accuses Democrats of fueling violence and tensions erupt on House floor. Now, they tried to have a silent prayer for Charlie Kirk on the House floor, and Democrats decided to scream, boo, and yell no. Just showing that the political divide there in the US is absolutely astounding, and it is being torn apart day after day. And this attack, this assassination, this murder of a young man who did nothing but spread information and try to, come at the issue in a way where people could have discourse and, talk it out and figure out what was going on. And they murdered him for it. They murdered this man not because they didn't have a reply to any of his things he said. They didn't have a reply to any of his facts. They didn't have a reply to anything. They couldn't get rid of his ideas, so they killed him. That's what this is. This is crossing the line, going through. This is a point that is going to resonate through the rest of the next year and political history from the US from now on. This very well could cause a civil war in the US. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, calmer heads should prevail, take the high road, don't fuel the flames. What are you supposed to do at this point? If you disagree with the leftists, they just kill you. They tried to shoot Trump at least twice. More, we know that there was several attempted assassination attempts on him. If you say something they disagree with, they just kill you and we sit back and do nothing. What are we supposed to do? We can't just sit here and tweet about it and podcast about it and just ignore that they're literally killing us because we have the differing opinions. Communists, leftists, they're all the same. Marxists, that they have no facts behind them. They only have their propaganda and their brainwashing cult agenda. They have nothing to come at you with, so they choose violence every single time. The right's not violent. The only violent thing the right ever did was January 6th. And no police were killed there. They actually killed one of the protesters. And that was obviously orchestrated by the powers that be to let that happen. Whether how many police they had in the crowd causing the violence. And all those people who did it weren't even there. Some people weren't even there and they got sent to jail for a very long time, locked in solitary confinement. Some people up to 4 years locked away for a protest that turned into a riot. And we have to sit here and just, take this. They shot the president. That poor girl on the train the other day. They've killed Charlie Kirk now. What are we supposed to... We can't just sit here and take the high road every time. This is lit a fire that's going to engulf all of America. I don't see this going any good way. This is really, really the tipping point for civil war in the US. This is, whether it's civil war or it's, political warfare between two factions, whether it's Antifa and the MAGA movement or something like that. This isn't going to end here. This is just the start of this whole thing here. I mean, we've got the leftists on TikTok. I'm not even going on TikTok today. They're celebrating Charlie's death. There was Facebook posts on Twitter. I'll have a look here. Of people praying that he didn't make it, and people, wishing ill on him before this even happened. Now, there is footage of Charlie being shot, and I don't suggest you go and watch it. It's been taken down in a few places, and it's pretty graphic. You can see just how much blood he immediately lost, and as soon as I saw that, I had very little hope that he was going to make it. I mean, it would have had to have been an absolute intervention from on high for someone to make it after that. I mean, it was definitely fatal. You can see it from the video, and the left is celebrating it. The leftist media is saying that he deserved it because he, spoke out against people transing the kids. I mean, look, his beautiful family there. He's got 2 kids. And now they're going to grow up without a father because someone didn't like the things that he said. They didn't like that he pointed out the truth. They didn't like that he argued with them on the topics that, might have offended some people. So they think that they have the right to kill him. Yeah, this was the elderly man taken into custody at the event. He was not the shooter. He seems to have, by reports, he was just a homeless man that was a bit unhinged. He wasn't found with a gun or anything like that. Now, this video here, MSNBC is utter garbage. You don't hate the media enough. You cannot hate the media enough for what they do, for what they say, for what they've done to us and what they're trying to do. This man here thinks that Charlie, caused this himself because he dares to have opinions that differ from the insane leftist cult.
Then lead to hateful actions. And I think that's the environment we're in, that people just, you can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place.
Matt.
And that's the unfortunate environment we're in.
Yeah, you can't expect to have thoughts of that. You shouldn't be cutting the tits off of children, and you shouldn't be, transing the kids. Yeah, they're horrible thoughts. Now, this is some footage that's just come out recently of the shooter running across the rooftop. You see the crowd ducking down there. They've heard the shots. Children everywhere. And people start running. His security weren't able to bring firearms in to protect him. Not that it would have helped in this situation, obviously. But, gun-free zones like college campuses. Obviously, yeah, here's the video. Sorry for the shooter. That's got to be. You're not up on that rooftop for any other reason. Sorry. The outpouring of positive thoughts, prayers, and love for Charlie and his family and friends is massive. Twitter is full of it, but it is also full of vile hatred from the leftist people who would commit these crimes. Now, and Wokeness just posted this. This was posted a day ago. Omar, you can follow find his handle there. Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him literally. Just later on, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. So, the FBI will be obviously looking into him. These are some of the leftists on TikTok that are, that are promoting this and, glorifying his murder, his assassination. We are at a crossroads at the moment that, we haven't been at before. We nearly got there when Trump was shot. If Trump had been killed, civil war in the US would have started the very next day. And rightfully so. we can't just stand by while they shoot us dead in the street for having opinions that they don't agree with. Charlie Kirk never hurt anyone. I don't think he had the capability to hurt anyone. He was, by all reports, one of the nicest people in the entire political space. Loved his family, a family man, and for daring to speak out against the violence that the left is causing to, I believe whilst he was talking about trans shooters and mass shooters, he was shot whilst talking about that exact topic. And it just goes to show that, everything he said is validated. Everything he's ever said has been validated. The left is dangerous. They are transing kids. They do want to hurt you. They want to come after you and your children. And the right is just idly standing by going, well, we've got to take the high road. I don't think we do. I'm not calling for anyone to do anything, but we can't just sit here and be locked away for having the wrong opinions, to be banned on social media for having the wrong opinions, to be shot dead, to be murdered, to be assassinated in front of your family. His wife and kids were there at that event. They saw that happen most likely. And, these people are glorifying it and they're getting away with it. And then you can see there's a lot of outpouring of love for him. Tim Poole, Luke Radowski, Pauline Hanson, the lectern guy. I mean, there's a lot of love for the man, and rightfully so. Here's another here's some more footage of someone being seen on the roof.
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying? He just ran from over, where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in, and now he's right there. Just saying, just getting right up.
Just saying, if we find out it was a leftist trans nut job, I'm not going to be surprised. If we find out it was some sort of Iranian, foot soldier or terrorist or something like that, I won't be surprised either. But I'd put all my chips are going in on leftist nut job trans person. And then you see the Governor Pritzker from Illinois blaming Charlie Kirk for fomenting political violence and insinuates that he got what he deserved. Yeah, this is what the left does. These fucking evil people, man.
To Charlie Kirk's family and to Charlie Kirk, who obviously has, become a target for somebody. I don't know whether it's political violence because I don't know who did it. I know they seem to have somebody in custody. But I will say that political violence, unfortunately, has been ratcheting up in this country. We saw the shootings, the killings in Minnesota. We've seen other political violence occur in other states. And I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it. We've seen the January 6th rioters who clearly, have tripped a new era of political violence. My sympathy to.
So he's blaming it on Donald Trump and January 6th and daring to, speak about anything and be on the right, the right. You're not allowed to speak if you're on the right. You just have to sit there and take it. I mean, this seems to be a photo of, where Charlie was standing. Obviously, the crowd was there. I believe that video of the guy on the rooftop was taken from in here, this building here somewhere. And the shooter, or maybe in this building over here. The shooter seems to be up there, maybe. I don't know. It's still up in the air at the moment, obviously. It's a very densely packed area. A lot of people around. very minimal security because it's, you know, Charlie's just at the end of the day, he's just a YouTuber and a podcaster. He's not the president or anything. He's not going to have Secret Service, you know, going around. And we'll have a look at a bit of this clip from Tim Pool as he reacts to his friend. They worked together quite a bit, met each other quite a few times, and yeah, we'll just have a look, see how heartbreaking it is to the people who knew him.
Charlie was my friend. He was a good guy. He stuck his neck out for me and my team more than I can say anybody else. And it's not like we don't do a lot with TPUSA. And that's what meant so much to me. That for the past several years, I was just texting with the guy, man. They had me on stage. I have done a lot of business in this industry. I have met some of the sleaziest people you can imagine, and Charlie was the best. And I'm not just saying that. He brought us out to his event. He takes care of my crew. He gets us the production that we need, and we don't even ask. He invites me, a guy who I have publicly stated my political disagreements with Charlie Kirk, but the respect I have for his willingness to sit with me, to have conversations with me, to have debates. And I do think we agree on a lot of things, which is why it makes sense.
Charlie was, you know, someone that if you didn't agree with, he'd just want to talk to you about it. He didn't try to push you. He wasn't nasty. He wasn't violent. He didn't even say anything hateful. He came from a place of love and understanding and tried to, you know, talk through the issues and talk through the politics of these things. And now he's dead because some nut job just was offended. These people need to be caught. These people who push this, who are celebrating this, need to be banned from social media. The people who are on TikTok promoting his murder, they need to be banned. They need to be treated the way we've been treated for the last 6-10 years, however long it's been now, 12 years. They need to be treated like we are, because we're the ones getting murdered in the streets, and these nutjob commies are the ones doing it. And every single time they get away with it, the media ignores it. The media tries to blame it on conservatives. Media tries to say that, oh, well, you know, what do you expect? He got shot because he doesn't want kids to be trans. And if you say those kind of things, you're going to get shot. That's not the way we should be living. You should be allowed to say what you want to say, and then people can criticize you or argue with you about it and try to change your mind. That's what Charlie did. And now the left's just gunning people down in the street. And they're going to get away with it. We're going to find out that, you know, this person's been caught maybe now. 3 minutes ago, set up tip line for information. The FBI set up a digital tip line for information about the shooting of Charlie Kirk. The agency announced on X. Utah Department of Public Safety and the FBI co-leading the criminal investigation, State Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason said earlier. Person of interest is in custody. A person of interest following the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, Utah Governor Spencer Cox said Wednesday. The investigation is ongoing, and I want to make it crystal clear right now. Whoever did this, we will find you, we will try you, and we will hold you accountable for the to the further extent of the law. Cox said the person of interest is currently being interviewed, officials said at the news conference today. My message to other right-wing political pundits, you know, people like Tim Pool, Luke Rudkowski, Alex Jones, Ben Shapiro, be careful. I'm safely here in my room, in my house, and in the middle of nowhere, and I'm safe. I don't go. I'm not obviously not popular enough to go out and do speaking events and put myself at risk for these conversations. But you guys are. Be careful. The leftists. This won't be the end of it. I mean, they tried to assassinate the president. They killed people before. They've just murdered Charlie Kirk. You guys are all up on the most wanted list for leftists and commies, and even pro-Russian people, anti-Russian people, pro-Ukraine people, anti-Israel people, pro-Palestine people. I mean, you guys have your opinions, and you upset a lot of people, and you have crosshairs on you. So all of you, please be careful and make sure you've got plenty of security. Don't do anything that maybe puts you at risk until this is all sorted out. And my friends in America, I hope the political discourse calms down, but I don't see it happening. I mean, this is a crossing of the Rubicon moment. This is too far. They've murdered an innocent person, an innocent father, husband, son, just for him disagreeing with people on college campuses. But we'll obviously have a look at this more. We've got some more videos coming out later in the week, and don't forget to leave a like, share, follow, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Follow me on Twitter to keep updated, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.